Can you tell us why you decided to tell this story and how it came to you?
Um, the story, the larger story, actually took quite a while to nail down and develop. Me and the co-writer Owen, we spent a little bit of time just thinking about how the larger story would play out. And actually, through shooting, we messed around with the script for quite a while. So as we could only get actors signed for certain periods of time and locations, I wasn't afraid to change things around. So the story was quite a malleable thing through the process.
Right. And speaking of actors, how'd you go get the actors? How'd you approach them?
So some of the actors I'd worked with previously on other projects, and then some of them I cast. But what we were really looking for was, because it was going to be quite a confined and intimate shoot, in the sense that it's a small cast and it's a small crew, but the locations were very confined. We wanted to make sure that we were going to get on with the cast, and the cast were going to get on with each other. So it was just as important to make sure that the personalities would gel as well. So that was probably one of the most difficult things to get right. Luckily, everyone had a great time and got on and worked together fantastically.
And was this was all shot in England? Am I correct?
Yeah, it was all shot in England, various locations. The vast majority of it is the interior of the spaceship, and we used post-war aircraft like bombers and spy planes. The interiors of them form our spaceship, so they're real sets, and it allowed the actors to really interact with the set around them, and it added a realism to it and a tangible feel to the scenes.
Yeah. Now, how do you get access to aircraft and places like that to shoot?
Well, we shot. It was about 100 miles outside of London, so we travelled there for the shoots, and luckily the guys who look after these aircraft in these preserved aircraft were so helpful. They really looked after us. So the technicalities and practicalities of shooting there was not a problem. So all I had to worry about is looking after the actors and making sure the performances were great.
I know some of your influences, but from the beginning, did you know that you're going to go for that kind of like a retro, cool picture? I mean, it looks incredible to me. I like it. That's a personal thing to me. But did you know you're going to go that direction?
I thought, okay, so I want to make a feature film, and I love that visual style of the retro sci-fi, and then it kind of just dawned on me that actually the tools required to do that are literally a camera and some lights and torches and LED lights, and as long as the set and the location is there, everything kind of falls into place for me. The actors, if they have a real set, they know how that puts them completely at ease, and they all say that to me. But it is key, and I just knew that if we worked hard to achieve this retro 80s feel, everything else would kind of fall into place, because everyone knows them sort of films and have grown up with them sort of films, so everyone would be on the right page without me having to continually re-explain to people what it is we were trying to achieve.
I was surprised to find out that there's a lot more, demand by fans of sci-fi, even horror and stuff, with practical effects. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think they might have just got to the point where using CG animation, it was kind of getting to the point where it's kind of over the top as far as the amount of things on screen. Yes. We're just pulling things back and allowing the story to come through. That's what we were doing in this film. So we knew that if we had a frame of reference for people, so if it looks like these classic films of the 80s, people have that safely in their minds. They know that as a language, as a visual language, so then it allowed us to tell the story. Now, a lot of what we did practically, even if you can do it all in CG, you can do it in a computer, but it allows it needs animation, and it's never as natural as, say for instance, we shot all our nebulas in water tanks with inks and dyes, so they're moving, and that sort of natural, the movements that the inks and dyes make within the water to make these epic nebula scenes, that would be, you can animate it, but it looks very different. It would always look like there'd been a human hand.
Yes.
So that is the difference, I think.
Yeah. What would you say was the most difficult thing about your entire production, and what was, I guess, some of the gifts, some of the best things that happened during production?
So one of the most difficult things was actually, because we were producing it and finding the finance and doing it, a lot of things ourselves, just motivation through the shooting process, because it could have easily have been let go, or just like it could have fizzled out, or we could not have finished it. And there were points where it was very difficult just to organise things, that it felt this is now not quite as exciting as we thought it would be, because we're spending all of our time organising and finding locations, and the practicalities of making a film can drag you down a little bit. Sure. But once we had it in the can, I then had the pressure of delivering a film for everyone involved, because everyone had put a great deal of work into it, and it was on me to deliver a film. So that pressure was there, so I had to be conscious of that. But on the flip side, the best thing about it all is we were actually having a laugh and enjoying ourselves and learning loads through the whole process. So to me, that's great as well. And we also made some great friends.